Yes, right. So nobody talk about meditation in very detailed manner, and like people think meditation is so simple. Meditation is very easy. Anybody can do that. So what's your thought on meditation? How you explain meditation?
So, your meditation, like I'd mentioned before, has been my first love. And I feel strongly about meditation. And I also feel there is no technique that you can learn regarding meditation because every technique will be limited. Eventually, meditation is about returning home to yourself and understanding the reality of who you are. So it could be as simple as staring at the blue sky or staring in looking into nature and finding that there is an element of stillness or silence which is always present. Or it could be as complicated as sitting down formally with your eyes shut and guiding yourself back home to yourself. Either which way, meditation need not be limited to one method. There are many methods depending upon your abilities. That's where the outer guru can come and guide you towards towards which method will suit you best on which day. Even that can change. You know, on certain days there's more disturbance, and certain days the mind is much more calm, and accordingly the teacher can guide you. And you know, you get into the practice of understanding that silence never really leaves you. And then one day from closed eye it becomes an open eyed meditation. So wherever you are, you're already doing constant meditation, or in other words it's also called nididhyasan, which means that there is never an absence of uh, the self. The self is always present whatever you may be doing. So your mind is still, and even if your body is moving or you're doing some kind of work, but your mind is based in stillness. So meditation is a pretty much a returning home to your real self.
So it means we are saying just focus on your energy, try to channel your all energy into one target, right?
You can say it is something like focused presence rather than scattered energy. So you know,
Okay.
definitely dhyan is a big element, and you can practice dhyan in anything as such. And what we do is, on the mat we put dhyan on the alignments of the body. So there's high mindfulness or high alertness, you can say, during the practice of asana, and you go back within yourselves through the body. Now we could practice not being distracted through of you know, illusory thoughts, because your mind changes pretty much from morning to evening, or it can go to the good things and the bad things, but it's a very limited perspective of reality. So if, let's say, you're sitting with yourself, you can actually take your mind anywhere. But in meditation you realize it's not about going anywhere. It's about being still and being present and being not being anything,
True.
but just being, you know.
Yeah, I love to talk about meditation, and I have a lot of question about it, but we'll ask it in next or new in any different session.
Sure.
How you work with self-doubt and self-consciousness? Sometime when people are performing yoga, when people are performing or having session with you, and also that time they are also having self-doubt. Are they is I'm doing right? Is I'm doing wrong? So how you deal with that kind of situation?
Right. So a lot of people actually, obviously, they are learning yoga from a teacher also, because they have a lot of self doubt, and I face such people every day. My best tip and trick for such people is to concentrate on what they can do rather than what they can't do. See, you can put your mind to either of the two, and I always start my sessions with gratitude for the body, and we end also with gratitude for whatever we were able to do. Once you start understanding that when you put your mind to what you can do, you are able to do much more and much better day after day. Usually, people have not trained their minds and their minds go to the negative. It's much easier to go to the negative because it's more spicy, more exciting. When you understand that you can put your mind to what you are able to do, see, because ideally, Rahul, I feel that there's no mistake in the universe. So, whatever you are able to do is all that you really need. So, as a teacher, I am not looking at how good or how bad you're doing. For me, it's always good. If I get tired after 10 or 20 minutes and you get tired in 1 minute, that means you only need 1 minute, and that is perfect. So there is no scope of anything wrong in anything that you're doing. And when the teacher doesn't have an eye like that, the critical eye is only and only for how good the form is, and we are guiding you only for that. The rest is perfect. If you're able to take, if your range of motion is not as much as someone who's been practicing for say 20 years, that's fine. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, but wherever you are, it's perfect. And that's how we progress.
Makes sense. How we can balance our energy, how we can manipulate our energy, how what chemical changes goes under when we perform yoga and meditation.
There's something called peaceful, or rather, there's something called energy. Okay, and it feels very peaceful. And this peaceful energy, according to me, is the most powerful energy in the world because it is permeating through everything. It permeates through everything. And in when you're doing yoga or meditation, you kind of get in touch with that realm. So you're in a way unleashing a lot of power which has been blocked within yourself. So we basically, I'll tell you something, in the yogic science, what happens is that there are lots of channels in a person. There are about 72,000
Hmm.
nadis there. It's like, you can say, nadi. It is supposed to flow, but most of us, our connective tissues within our body are bungled up. They, because of repetitive motions or patterns that are, we have been conditioned to move or think, they block our energy. And see, energy is everywhere. It's not that energy is just here or just there, it's everywhere. And we become, after we become adept in yoga and meditation, what happens is, we just remove ourselves as an obstacle to that energy, and we become, you can say, almost like light and transparent. So in the sense that we unblock energy and there's a huge amount of release of energy. So, for example, when we practice strength training or interval training, we get tired, right? And we want to just relax after a 20-minute of no pain, no gain philosophy kind of exercise. But when we do yoga,
Yeah, yeah,
will
yeah.
feel when we do yoga, we will feel more rejuvenated, we will feel light, and the yoga practice goes still deep within our bones. It is not limited to the superficiality of the muscles, but rather it goes down till your bone marrow, and so you feel almost like light and rejuvenated. So the chemical change that you're talking about is, you can call it an untangling from within. I don't know how to explain it in the chemistry or the science that you're looking at, but the most, for me, it's about the fascia. If you're looking at it physically, the fascia or the connective tissue, which is inside of, or every part of our body, there's connective tissue, and that tissue can become very jarred and very bungled up, and that opens up, and then there is a lot of electrical stimulus through the neurons, and the cells become kind of awake to themselves. So when they are awake to themselves, then there's non-violence, another aspect. Ahimsa is another aspect of yoga that comes into play. So not one part becomes stronger than the other, but every part, every atom, every cell find the grand potential that they have within themselves. And so there is no we become very balanced, and we are able to understand the concept of samasthiti, which means equal state, which means your left side, your right side, the top, the bottom, every part is awake to itself.
So, what's your advice to our young generation, to those folks who wants to learn and wants to become yogacharya?
That they want to be wellness coaches, they've come to me, or they want to explore more into the wellness industry because it's now $1 trillion industry. My first and foremost advice is you need to have a passion for this. You need to have huge amount of interest. You need to have self practice. See, how many ever classes you do, it is not going to be enough. It's a lifelong practice. The kriyas that we have in yoga, the abhyas that we have in yoga, that is for, so that's why we are called yoga practitioners. I don't even like to call myself a teacher because I'm myself a practitioner. And this a lifelong passion, unless it is present, there is no need to get into this, because then you will be doing disservice to whoever you teach. You should not get into this for the money, or for the, of course you have to make a career, I understand that, but first and foremost comes interest, so much of deep interest that you're able to self heal also. You're, with the power of your meditation, you're able to do self healing also, and you find your own confidence in this self practice, and that is higher than any certificate, any degree, any 200-hour, 100-hour, 500-hour training that is out there. I have seen many people with big certificates, but unfortunately, they have not even entered into the world of real yoga because they are only into the theory of it. There are many, unfortunately, there are many people who can read and recite all the mantras, but they don't follow anything themselves. So you're the first person who has to follow it, and then everything will fall into place. You just apply yoga. There are courses for BA or MA. You just apply, and you'll get in. That's the easy part.
How about your curriculum when you were pursuing your masters in yoga?
Yes, so the curriculum that we found in the Rishikesh Uttarakhand Sanskrit University was beautiful. The curriculum was very well planned. Thankfully, I had been reading all the books of the syllabus way before I even knew that I'm going to be doing a master's in yoga. I had been reading out of
Okay.
interest. You know, there are the Indian philosophies are very wide and varied, so they cover all of that in the curriculum. There's nature cure, there's Ayurveda, there's magnetic therapy, there is all, of course there is asan practice and kriyas with all the dhoti and everything. And The books and everything, that curriculum is beautiful. At least in my university it was very very well planned. I'm sure in all the other master degree in yoga also they have, see, it's a very vast subject, you must understand, Rahul. So it's not that easy
True.
unless you like it.
Now, some myth time. There are many myths circulating around us, and I would like to debunk those with the help of yours. So, the first one goes like that yoga is not a workout.
Yes, yoga is definitely, it's not a workout. For workout there is cardio, there's a high intensity interval training, there's strength and all of that. Yoga is a practice. Yoga is not a workout. And it can be beyond the mat. It doesn't have to be on the mat also. Yoga is something, you move from the gross to the subtle, and you come to the sublime. You come to the
Hmm.
sublime, you come to the innermost essence of your being. That's yoga.
And next one goes like all yoga teachers have a same kind of training.